You mentioned about there is no bad news now, which means lacking in promotion to the business people possibly. So my question is actually about the opportunities in Indonesia now in the sector of property, also in the health sector, and also in the resort area. Now, our experience has been that in the last 10 years, the property price has been double in every 3 years. This is actually a great opportunity for foreigners to buy properties in Indonesia. We have problem in that it's still very difficult for foreigners to buy apartment houses in Indonesia. There is one bad news which we can publicize, how we can improve that area. And number two, also in the health sector. The health sector in Indonesia is booming. Many people are building new hospitals because a lot of Indonesians go abroad for medical treatment, especially the wealthy one. But it's difficult for hospitals from foreign countries to operate in Indonesia because foreign doctors are still difficult to get permits to work in Indonesia. And this is the also area in the health sector. And also in terms of retirement homes, this is also a booming industry in Indonesia. Again, it is difficult for foreigners to have a long-term stay in Indonesia. So these are the three things which I would like to ask you how you could help us, the business people, to address this area. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Darmono. On the property sector, I share your view that the potential is huge in Indonesia. And the good news is it doesn't come with the bubbles, or yet, I suppose. Because I've just read the report, I don't remember the magazine, that there are many countries now start having again a bubble situation with regard to property, and I'm happy to see that Indonesia is not one of them. Yes, the issue of land title for foreigner, I think still will be an issue for foreseeable future. I think we have to be realistic about that. On the other hand, we see significant progress with regard to the strata title provisions for high-rise buildings to be acquired, bought by international investors or owners. I think this is one opportunity that we have to develop, how we can improve that avenue to ensure better legal umbrella and certainty for individual investor or buyer, not only for corporate large buyer of investment. And for that matter, I think the process at the parliament now, the deliberation of the new law of land procurement for infrastructure and public utilities would be very key. Because in the past, we didn't develop this land procurement law, because in the past, when you need a land for infrastructure, you just send a group of you-know-who. But this time, of course, as full-fledged democracy, we cannot do that. And in many instances, the governments and the developers are challenged by stakeholders, and many of the cases were lost at the court. But that creates uncertainty, especially if that relates to public infrastructure and infrastructure provision. So it is very important that all of us, again, Indonesia, especially the government, the parliament, the business communities, to ensure that we are going to produce that law soon, and it's a good quality and best practice law for land provision and procurement. On the health issue, I think this happens not only in the health sector, but in some other sectors too. And not only related to Australia, but also with ASEAN. The approach is to have the so-called MRA arrangement, mutual recognition arrangement, that both countries can acknowledge and treat the respective professional associations, for this case is medical doctors, that their standards and certification is as good as the other parties. But of course, they need to make some type of adjustments and modifications. We have done that with ASEAN members in medical doctors, in dentists, and nurses. So we have done that. I don't see why we cannot do it for Australia. As long as we, again, on the training side, on the certification side, on the standardization side, we also work hard to align the two sides. On the retirement homes, it's the same thing. If you have the qualified MRA certified medical doctors, again, paramedics, nurses, then it should not be an issue. I don't think the issue is about more land and facilities. It's more about the qualifications of the skilled workers. And this is, again, where Australia can contribute and play a significant role. But through more effective G2G as well as professionals to professionals MRA agreements. So not just somebody take a license and education here and hope it would change everything else. I don't think that will be the case. Despite thousands and thousands of Indonesians going to Australia every year for higher education, I don't think the professional associations have ever talked about aligning their standards and certifications in such a way that would provide new opportunities, not only those who can come here, but those who don't have to come because the trainings are certified by Australian schools in Indonesia. And the works that would then be fulfilled by Indonesian professionals doesn't mean that only those who have the possibilities to be educated here. So I think this is, again, we have the mechanisms, and I look again on the economic partnership with a big expectation, high expectation, but we need the work, the inputs and suggestions from the business communities.
Pa Mahendra, thank you very much for a fantastic overview this morning. It's been wonderful. It's been a terrific session, and on behalf of the AIBC and all of us here, I'd like to present you with a small gift.
Thank you very much. Well, I think it's a custom in Indonesia. If you get something, you have to give something. But no, this is really for your hard work and dedication, especially the president, but the whole group, Australia-Indonesia Business Council. It's been a great opportunity to work with them, and I'm honored to be here again to witness Chris and AIBC's real activities. Thank you.
Thank you.